Hello and welcome back. And here we have a story from this teenage blabbernaut there. I'm going to try and be gentle on this 14-year-old. Not that she's gentle on any tables, chairs or floors there. But yeah, she is 14. So as she's under 18, try and be a little bit nicer. But I'm with Ricky Gervais on this, that fat shaming works. Because hey, it worked for me as well. Schoolgirl, 14, is heartbroken, just like her chairs, after she is banned from the classroom because she is too big for her uniform skirt. Oh hell yeah! She looks older than 14 anyway. She look a lot bigger than that, but that's similar to Mike Tyson, I suppose, at 13, competing in the under 16 divisions. But anyway, Kata Jones, 14, was forced to sit in isolation because her skirt doesn't match. This reminds me that in Japan, if you're too fat, for men it's if your waist size is over 34 inches. I believe the average in America is 36. Similar in the UK. If it's over 34 inches, then your employer has to pay a particular tax until you get back in weight, which is why 90% of the Japanese are not overweight, unlike in the UK or the US, where I believe a third are obese, clinically obese. It's ridiculous, but hey, that happens from capitalist societies where you have the problem of abundance instead of breadlines, which according to Bernie Sanders is of course a good thing. So, standard school skirts at Portchester Community School found are too small. Yes, because they're normal sized. They don't do triple XL, jumbo, or oh my god, it's coming towards us. Kata wore the grey size 24 to 26 Aldi skirt last year without complaint from school. Bear in mind, that's a size 24-26. That isn't 24-26 inches, which would be a size 4 dress, I believe. Basically the size of my thigh. No, it wouldn't be that. It's actually a size 24-26, which is ridiculous. But now she's being told to switch the skirt, study in isolation or stay at home. Or lose some weight. It's not healthy. They go on to say, it is healthy, just like your mother. But we all know that ain't healthy, bitch. Lose some weight, not that hard. It's really not. Katie Hopkins did that, Fit to Fat to Fit, just to show that. It's like, yeah, eat whatever you want, you're gonna get fat. Then actually watch what you eat, do some exercise, or as Tony Robbins says, the motivational speaker who had the controversy for trying to get rid of the stigma from the words nigger and honky, saying I'm a nigger honky, you're a nigger honky, all that. Instead of that you could just pick a sport you enjoy. So this lady, Miss Jones, Kata Jones, Carter Jones, whatever, could do the same thing. Pick a sport you enjoy, go do it. That'll help you lose weight. What's also good about that, the longer you do it as well, is that when you're doing sport, you're not eating. I'm all for time restricted eating, intermittent fasting, OMAD if you can, which is 1 meal a day. Just because of things like Dr. Rhonda Patrick on the Joe Rogan Experience, as well as other things, has shown to be very effective. Same as Dr. Sergeant Panda with his app Zero, for example, which is all about fasting, is also very effective. I've done a week-long water fast before. Difficult because I'm cycling so much. I've lost about 10 kilos, but nonetheless, you could do that. That helps a lot. So, Carter Jones, 14, returned to school after the summer holidays to begin her first term in year 10, but due to her size, she has to wear a different skirt to the one suggested by her school. Instead of the grey pleated knee-length skirt the school requires, Kata wore a grey size 24-26 skirt from Aldi, which she says she wore last year without complaint. And the point for school uniforms, as far as I can see, is because then you can have a sliding scale for reprimanding people. It's good to have these little things to then show, well, yes, there is actually some authority and you should respect your teachers, respect what they have to say, because they can bring you up on these things. It isn't to do something like the military that is say everything has to be perfect, but nonetheless, it is something to say, well, hey, you're not doing that right, and you'll be reprimanded as such, which is to try and bring people in line. This isn't quite knee length, and she is probably taller laying down. Jesus Christ, how is she not cracking the pavement? How does she even fit through the doors? But this year, the 14-year-old found herself being removed from classes at Porchester Community School in Fareham, Hants, and told that if she didn't wear the regulation skirt, she would be forced to either study in isolation or stay at home. Before we move on, I'd just like to say I think fat jokes are hilarious. They're probably my favourite, which is odd. How come fat chance and slim chance mean the same thing? Because I had a best friend at school. He'd make jokes about me for being fat, I'd make jokes about him for being short. That still happens today. I'm not, because hey, fat shaming actually works, and he's about 6 foot tall now. But hey, he's shorter than me, and that's what matters. So the school's head teacher insists that the skirt does not match school regulations, and that's what matters. I don't see why you should make exceptions for these people who need so much extra cloth. So yes, these are the sizes we work with. We don't care for obesity. That is not what's accepted. Surely that still follows in the school regulations, that you've got to actually maybe be a bit active. It's good for your brain as well. Exercise is the best performance enhancing drug other than sleep as far as mental health is concerned. So get on it! As far as she's concerned, people could just bounce off her. Play netball. You'd be a great goalkeeper. Nobody could get close to the net. Or play something more forward. Not necessarily a shooter, but something further forward, because of your gravitational pull, people will be drawn towards you. And I would say she'd be offended, but she must have such thick skin that it will all just bounce right off her. In an act of defiance, Carter went into school on Wednesday and even attended 2 of her morning lessons before the school removed her from the classroom. They go on to say that she was taught maths by the head teacher the previous year and it wasn't an issue. There is of course the thing that younger people are held to different standards than older people. Of course, the whole thing of juvie and prison is an example of that, for example, but on a more serious effect. Carter, who is studying geography, health and social care, the irony, history and art alongside the core GCSE subjects, is heartbroken by how she has been treated by the school. Maybe lose some weight and wear nicer clothes. Yeah, which is an amateur transplants reference of all the single ladies. But nonetheless, it's probably a good idea. She said, "I've been crying for the past 5 days. Maybe drink more water, eat less food. I don't understand, I've done nothing wrong, except for eat far too much and not move enough. People get put in isolation because they've done something wrong, like you fat cow. They've been treating me like I'm not even a human being. Well, when you're that large, ironically, you're like an exercise ball. Funny that. All I want to do is go to school. Maybe walk, don't take the bus. Ted's mother, 54-year-old Carleen Jones, says her daughter is medically healthy. What metric are you using there? And is fuming that the school has changed its mind on her skirts. To be honest, I'm not surprised you're feeling that warm considering the shape of you as well. I mean, I got into cooking, and from that's what helped me lose weight as well. So just take responsibility for your own actions. That seems to be the difference between the right and the left, politically speaking. The right say, well, it's down to you, do something about it. We don't care what's happened to you, just get the results. And the left go, oh, everybody has to change because of you. It's like, well, we can't do that, can we? We really can't. And I got a story coming up about a toy defected to the Lib Dems, and how that really doesn't make sense at all, considering the Lib Dems want equality of outcome. So, well, yeah, sure. So if you're going with identity politics and group identities, then how many groups are you going to make? Because eventually you're going to come back to individualism. So can we just cut to the chase and be there already, and then realize that ain't going to work for equality of outcome, as that is communism, and that really doesn't work because that doesn't allow for individual differences, which are innate in nature and are undeniable. They are a fact. But anyway, her mother said, Carter, whatever, was in the headmaster's math class last year and he never raised an issue with her skirt. He's probably not allowed to, because he's a man. If she was dressed like a punk rocker or something, I would understand. Oh, you bigot. What's wrong with punk rockers? But this skirt is similar to the school ones and is absolutely fine. Similar, not the same. Not for you to decide, is it? Richard Carlyle, head teacher at Porchester Community School, says all school children must abide by the same rules. Good man. It's about the skirt being the appropriate length and appropriate material. I mean, it's clearly not the right length. Let's be honest, if she's trying to be provocative, I don't think she's going to win any guys over, unless they've got a fat fetish. Miss Jones' skirt wasn't quite up to school regulations in terms of length, but the school is working to find a uniform that is compliant. Oh my god. I didn't read that bit last time. Oh, actually trying to help her. Instead of saying, well, how about we'll give you a duvet cover. You wear that until you lose some weight. You can get a pair of curtains if you want, and just wear those. But lose some weight, and then we'll actually find something that can fit a human being instead of whatever it is that you are. Pupils have a duty to wear the uniform respectfully with dignity. Yep, and you can't do that when you're a fat fuck. Portchester Community School currently has 633 students and was rated good by Ofsted in 2018, and nobody else has an issue, so it's just you. So why is there a story about you? Lose some weight and abide by the dress codes. And it's really ridiculous. At 14, just like me, yes, you do have a choice, and I understand that the mothers mean well, and they wish to encourage their child, and they don't want them to go without, but when it comes to possibly endangering their health, maybe you should do something about that. And if you have your own problems about weight, which clearly this 54-year-old does, don't push that onto your child. That's unfair. The same with any insecurities you might have. Don't then push that onto your child. That's unfair. The same goes for religious indoctrination. The same goes for politics. The same goes with any ideology you wish to espouse to, which includes fat acceptance, feminism, or anti-feminism, whatever you wish. You teach the child how to think, not what to think. You teach them to think objectively and to not get caught up in emotions, and then they can deal with things accurately and get on with life. I'm not saying you discard emotions completely, but the only way to deal with the real world is, of course, to deal with it objectively, and that's what I'm proposing here. But as always, let me know what you guys think below. Do you think I'm being a bit too mean with all my jokes here? That she should actually be allowed, and the fact that they're standing so close isn't because of gravitational pull, but because of familial closeness. Even though their feet are quite far away, and yet they're still touching very closely. I wonder how that happens. You don't get this problem in Japan. Or if you think, well, yeah, I mean, not only are you too fat for the clothes, which means there's a bigger problem here, and the big problem is you, but also the one that you've chosen on your own to decide is actually okay to wear goes against the school guidelines because it is longer. It isn't as long as is acceptable. I mean, to be honest, you're probably using as much material as normal girls could use to make a dress or a tent, but nonetheless, that isn't enough for you, sweetheart, and you clearly need more. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Always intrigued to hear what you guys have to say. Looking forward to it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Have a good one.